Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to LadyGang. I am Becca Tobin here with Jack Fanek and Kelty Knight.
Hello.
Hi, ladies.
Hello. We're so excited to be here.
I'm excited for our guest because I have been big fan.
Yeah.
And I did something I'm quite proud of.
You never do this.
I never do this. But I had met Fortune a couple times around town randomly, and she watched Glee. And so
Oh, really?
yeah, and she's just so sweet and so generous every time, we are around her. It's so not the case, this.
Yeah,
with
normally.
people. And certainly comedians too. Sometimes they're like a little colder.
They're odd,
Yeah.
and we've talked about
Yeah.
this before.
But I finally saw her again at a holiday party in LA in December, and I was like, fuck it. I really like her. I just think her energy's great. And I was like, hey, good to see you. I'm Becca. I don't know. And she's like, no, yeah, like it's so good to see you. I saw you were having a little catch up with Cord. Like she totally knows the show and whatever, because there were a few of us there at that party. And I just my friend who was with me, Kelsey, was so great. And she was like, you have to be on our podcast, just like pumping it up. And Fortune was great. She's like, oh my God, totally. Did we ask in person? I don't remember. Regardless, I was like, people are nice in person, and then they ignore
And then you DM them.
And
JoJo Siwa.
and it's like seen, and then they never respond.
Yeah.
Which I don't take personally. It just is what it is. But she responded immediately, and she's just so lovely.
Yeah.
Just so lovely, which I'm not shocked. But anyways, that's a long-winded way of saying like, I haven't asked somebody like that in a very long time.
You took a risk and
took
it
a risk.
worked out.
Worked out. I'm happy.
worked out.
All
I
right,
love
well,
that for you.
it's time for
Good week.
Yes, it is.
Bad week. Oh, no.
I'll go.
Yeah.
Okay. My good week is Severance is back.
Oh yeah.
Maybe my favorite TV show of all time. Do you watch
Is it
it?
I
good?
do. I haven't watched the new season.
Would I like it?
No. Too much dread.
It is dread, but like spooky, mysterious.
It's so
you don't
well
know what's
done.
going on. Dread. I rewatched season 1 to like get me to like remember everything that was going on. The last episode of season 1 might be the best episode of TV I've watched in my
I'm
entire
trying to
life.
remember what. Oh.
You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually was thinking before I start this new season that I should go back and
You
rewatch
should.
because it's been kind of a while.
It's been like 3 years.
Yeah.
And like
Whoa, why?
because of the writer's strike and just but like so much happens you forget about, and you forget about like little
Yeah, I need to.
idiosyncrasies of everything. But anyways, on Rotten Tomatoes, it got like a 98% for season 2. So like, and I watched the first episode and it is phenom.
Wow.
And what I love about it is they only do one a week. So
Yeah, you have to
now
wait.
I'm like on Severance TikTok, so there's all the theories. So I feel like I'm watching Lost again and like going on Reddit
Wow.
where everybody's posting their theories so Ben Stiller directs it. It's so crazy and like random, but every little thing is a detail, which I love. So it's like you're like going on a scavenger hunt, like trying to figure out like, what does this mean? What does this mean? Like everything is so thought out. I think it's genius. I think there's no originality in anything with TV and movies anymore. So I'm like, it's so special. So that's my good week.
Do you want to hear a fun fact about one of the writers
Yeah.
of the show? He's like one of the main writers, and he joined the show, I think season 2.
Uh-huh.
He had only ever written for Lip Sync Battle, which shout out to me. I was on it and I won it.
Yeah.
But those and I remember doing it. They write the raps for you when you do it. And I remember thinking
Lip sync battle.
I mean, not Lip Sync Battle.
Haley Bieber hosted it.
Yeah.
Bottle of the Lips.
Oh, is it when they battle? Like,
Yeah.
but
And it was like
a
you
diss
and
track?
versus Kevin McHale.
Yeah, but I can't remember the name of it. Anyways, one of those shows.
Yeah.
And he sent in, which is just doesn't happen. It never happens like this in Hollywood. Like sometimes a writer that's wanting to break into the industry, they'll actually make a sample script for a show that they love to say, hey, if I was writing on this show, like this is what I would do.
This
And
what
they
I'd give
hired
you.
him and they used his script.
No way.
Like he was that fucking good.
I love that.
And it's just cool. And that's why I think the
you can
show
tell
is
it's like so creative. Yeah.
Oh, I
It's
love
cool.
that.
You can tell it's not like, it's just not like anything else. I think
I
it's
love Adam Scott
I'm obsessed with him.
so much.
He's so, I mean, the casting is insane. And I love Christopher Walken is like insane in it too. Okay, so that's my good week. My bad week is I flew to Phoenix recently to go see Jared, and it was on one of those little, like the little small
Tiny
planes, which freak me out, number one. And so they're boarding everybody, and you know how they do the pre-board. They're like, anybody that needs like a little extra assistance, like can pre-board. And I'm not kidding. There's probably 40 people that pre-boarded.
Able-bodied
people. It was right after I had my surgery. I'm like, maybe I should pre-board because like I can't lift things and like whatever, but I didn't. I get on the plane. The entire plane.
Is it Southwest?
Suitcases. No, it was Delta.
Oh.
All the suitcases were full on the top. And I'm like, people are taking way too many liberties because they're trying to get on there so they didn't have to check their bag.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is so fucked up because they said something about the bags right before, but if you need to pre-board, then go ahead. And everybody on the plane pre-boarded. I was seat like 5C.
And they're not allowed to ask you why.
No. And I was seat 5C and I had to check my bag. Wow. It was crazy. I'm like, we need to not be doing this because now everybody is abusing pre-boarding.
Well, you know, I know Kelty like bashes me for never bringing a carry-on, like a proper rolling carry-on here.
Yeah.
Because the anxiety that I feel when I know I have to put a bag above me and have space for it, the timing of my life changes, the timing of my whole experience changes.
Yeah.
So I have been trying so hard to avoid doing a rolly, put it in the up thing.
It is very stressful.
Yeah.
Getting it in, getting it out.
Yeah.
It always stresses me out. But I was like, that's the half of the plane pre-boarded. It was crazy.
Okay. Bad week. I decided to do an IQ test.
So dumb.
I was like, yeah, people are always like, you're so smart. You're so smart. But then I tried to play trivia and I couldn't remember what the Atlantic Ocean was named.
Well, that's not IQ.
Exactly.
That's education.
Right. And so I was like, okay, I think I told you guys the story about I tried to do trivia with the kids and then I didn't know the Atlantic Ocean. And then my father-in-law came to me and he was like, don't worry, like we're all smart in our own ways. And I was like,
Well, that's
I have 3 Emmys. I'm fine. But
I wouldn't say Emmys are like the high mark for
doesn't really require intelligence.
But I would say you have a million other things you could have thrown in there.
thank you.
The Emmys are kind of like not.
Okay.
have anything to
But
do with it.
anyway, I was like, but I am smart and I wanted to prove it. So I took an IQ test and guess what, guys?
What?
It's high.
Average.
But IQ test doesn't really even matter.
They also, I hear, aren't even. You can't even get an accurate IQ above the age of like 7. You're supposed to test people like for
Before?
Mensa. I don't know if it's changed, but when my sister and I were young, because my sister had to do an IQ test, and they were like, she has to do it before she's however old, and it's
Weird.
It's a kid age.
Wow.
And she was
Weird.
Mensa, and then I did it, and I was not
How high do you have to be for Mensa?
high as.
Yeah.
My sister's
That
a
tracks,
genius.
though.
Yeah,
That tracks.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, that was my bad week. My good week is that my best friend Katie, who some LadyGangers met at the show in Toronto, and you guys met, is coming
love
to
her.
Lady World with 6 friends.
Oh, cute.
And it's so far for them. They're coming from Winnipeg.
Yeah.
But she was like, I want to be there. She was like, the only people I know on the list are Cam and Lauren from Love is Blind. She's like a Love is Blind stan. She's the most excited about
Cute.
that.
That's really cute.
But she's so excited. And I feel bad because I'm like, I'm probably going to be working. Like, I don't think I'm going to have that much time
she's
to hang with you.
With other friends and gonna love it.
I know. And then it was just so cute. And
That's
I'm
sweet.
so pumped to have her in a cove.
Yeah.
I'm going to decorate it in just pictures of us, like as children. That's probably not what her other friends want.
No.
No.
Anyway, I just think it's really cute. Like, she's not into the entertainment business at all. And like,
She's a good friend.
she
supporting
goes to
you.
Folk Fest and she's like, I watched a man
Should we have
play.
a secret contest about like who has the most friends that end up coming?
Oh God, I only
Like,
have a
whose
very
friends love
limited
them
amount
the
of
most?
friends.
Yeah, whose friends love them the most? I'm winning so far. Okay,
With
Becca?
one.
True. Okay. So I found a life hack.
Ooh, love
this is my
that.
good week.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys feel this way or if any of the Lady Gang out there feels this way, but I personally get very overwhelmed when I receive an invitation for anything that's important. Wedding, baby shower, bridal shower for people that I love. And it sounds like shit to say that, but life is so busy now, and to take a weekend away, to travel,
Yeah.
to even in your own city. Like
Yeah.
it's just, and so I was always finding that I was just, this might sound so selfish, and I'm sorry for this life hack, but what I've realized, I cracked the code. The last couple things that I've been invited to, I could have made them work if I really pushed and pushed. But then I knew I would be resentful being there, whether it was the money I spent to be there, the lack of sleep, or the time away from my family. So I decided to just go on these registries and buy the most expensive thing for me, like the thing that I could afford, but on the more expensive end. When I tell you that these people were more excited to receive the expensive thing
The rice cooker than they are to have the party.
than they are to have me there.
Yeah.
So I just want everyone to know, and the way that I justified what I was spending was it was about half of what it would have cost me to travel
Fly,
there,
Uber.
or even like getting a babysitter if it's in the same city. I do this math in my head where it's like, what would it? I'm just going to spend more than I normally would on this gift, and let me tell you, people, they don't care if you're at their thing.
No,
it will make up for it tenfold by you getting them a nice gift.
that is a hack.
And I'm never going to not do it now.
Wow, I love that.
love it.
So I won't be at your birthday party, but guess what?
You're gonna get.
Well, I'm not doing gifts, but thanks.
I'll send a lot of books to donate.
Thank
Would
you.
that make you happy? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So my bad week is that I am officially an old lady.
Just now?
Just now. I think it just happened. I cannot have liquids past 5:30 p.m.
Liquids.
I can't drink water. I can't drink nothing liquid can go into my system past, I've done a test. 5:30 p.m. is the cutoff for me to not wake up in the middle of the night to take a piss.
Oh, I wake up 3 times in the middle of the night to pee.
So was I. And I just was like, there was a time in my life where I could sleep through the fucking night and not get woken up and have to go into the bathroom and do all the things. And so for the last week, I've done every night an earlier cutoff to see when I didn't have to get up and piss. And it turns out it's 5:30 p.m.
That's insane.
I'm so thirsty by
I get
bedtime.
so thirsty at night.
But then I read somewhere the reason I was getting thirsty at night is because my morning I wasn't starting off with enough water.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm parching myself that the later and later it goes. So I'm now front loading all of my liquids like a crazy person.
This is adulthood, everybody.
But I can't believe that we're here.
Yeah, I've always been there though.
Your whole life?
Yeah, I wake up multiple times to pee, but I also drink basically like a whole bottle of water before I go to bed because I'm taking my supplements and shit.
So maybe switch it. It's a really crazy
What?
thing when you
Dry
wake up.
Supplement taking?
Can you take your supplements earlier in the like 5:30 p.m.?
No,
Why?
because now I'm on a detox with charcoal pills and I can't take anything near it. It's a whole thing.
it's for the mold
It's for the mold.
When do you take the charcoal pills?
at night.
Well, you can't take the charcoal pill around any medicine because it like binds to the
takes
medicine
out
and
everything.
So then take
disperses
that,
it.
be that 2 sips of water for your charcoal pill before bed.
No, because then I take my sleeping medicine.
I mean,
You
we're
can
not
take
even.
it with a sip of water.
Do you guys want to see my scones?
No, I think this is important a conversation. You can adjust.
No, but I'm adjusted to the like. I actually don't pee that much from drinking so much water because I think your body adjusts too. Like if you're always drinking a lot of water.
Mine was not adjusting and I was peeing all night.
Oh,
So,
well, she's parched.
yeah.
All right.
Highly
Here comes
recommend.
fortune.
The Lady Gang.
Buckle up because today's guest is going to have you laughing. She got her start on a TV show called The Secret Lives of Dorks, where she played a janitor. But who's the dork now? Because this bitch has her own Netflix special. You know her from the Mindy Project, Chelsea Lately, and her first Netflix special, Sweet and Salty, RuPaul's Drag Race, Is It Cake, playing Princess Diana in the historical roast. And today, she's gracing us with her hilarious energy. She's as funny as she is fearless, and you're going to love every second of this chat because now we get to talk about her new Netflix special, Crushing It. She's way better than us. Please welcome to the Lady Gang, Fortune Feimster.
Wow.
Welcome.
You guys.
A round of applause.
What a deep dive.
Really?
I really want to know about the secret lives of dorks.
I mean, it was like an independent movie that I don't know even if it saw the light of day.
Oh no.
It's on your IMDb, baby.
I know it was the very first thing I was ever cast in. And I don't know that it was going to be
you
ever
have lines?
nominated for anything.
Not yet. Did you have lines?
A couple. I think it was the start of me playing a weird person.
Okay.
I play a lot of weird people.
Just like started
Yeah.
the trajectory.
Yeah. If you want me to come into your movie and act insane
Yeah.
for a few scenes,
Yeah.
Done.
that's like my wheelhouse.
There's a handful of you guys that do this in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Michael Hitchcock is one of my good friends.
Yes, I
and
love
I
Michael.
think of you too in that same way where they're like, where can we find like the most unique, craziest
Yeah.
vibe? Like who
Yeah.
are we going to bring in for this vibe? It's usually you or Michael Hitchcock.
I'm good for that. I think what's nice is a lot of people know I'm a writer.
Yeah.
So a lot of things that I'm hired for, I do it as written.
Yeah.
Out of respect for the writers. And then they're like, go.
Take
do
it
your
away.
thing.
And then they're like, we'll use that version.
Sometimes they use it, which is really a treat because it's so far off the rails. And then sometimes they're like, we can't use this. It's too insane.
It's too inappropriate.
I'm actually in this new movie coming out. You're Cordially Invited on Amazon.
Okay.
Yes.
It comes out, I think, next week.
Yeah.
Another one of those things. I haven't seen it, but I know I'm a tiny part in it. And with Will Ferrell and with Reese Witherspoon, I
deal.
improvised a bunch of insane stuff. I don't think they made the movie though.
Were they both just dying laughing on the other end of it?
Well, Will's very like stone faced.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to like break
Gauge.
him.
Yeah.
And I was a little intimidated. I love him. He's so lovely and nice, but I was intimidated to even go too far. 'Cause
Yeah.
He's the master of improv. But just getting to try was so fun with him. So that one was a little tamer. With Reese, I went off the rails because I know her.
Yeah.
And she went with all of it. But when they yelled cut, just seeing her be like, what in the world?
Were you ever on Curbed, or did you ever audition for
I
it?
auditioned
That's
for
literally, I was
it,
just thinking
Did you do it with Larry or with?
Yeah, Larry was in the room. I think I only auditioned once. It was early days of my acting career. He was in the room, and there's a couple writers.
Wait, who
Very
was it that was on LadyGang?
Jenna Fisher.
She told us she
This
hugged
story
him.
was the craziest shit ever. I hate that we're telling like another guest story, but it goes down
good.
as like the only thing I can think of when I personally audition.
Yeah.
She went in for Curb. It was like the height of The Office. So isn't it? Don't you find that when you're doing the best in your career and then you go into audition for something, it's the highest stakes ever because people are like, oh, she just had this special, she crushed it, blah blah blah, and then you're like extra nervous. So she goes in, she does it with Larry. She said she totally bombs.
Really?
Bombs. Like you could hear a pencil drop on the floor. And then Larry goes to open the door for her to leave. And she thought the gesture of opening the door was actually to get a hug. So then she went in for an unsolicited hug after bombing the audition to Larry David, who's the most awkward
all
person.
people,
It's so
Curb.
And I was like, it is so, that is like the stream of events that like I would never leave my house again if that happened to me.
But that almost seems like an episode of Curb.
I know.
Is that someone would mistakenly hug him and he would make a whole episode of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So talk to me about, or us, talk to us.
Just you.
Just you.
Just
Just
you,
Kelsey.
Kelsey.
Keep the eye contact.
About
Strong.
getting the like the process of putting together a Netflix special. Like I feel like there's lots of comedy specials, but the real bitches go to Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Well, it is I think the best place to go because it's worldwide. You know, it's hard to find that kind of reach anywhere else. And, you know, Ted Sarandos is so committed to stand up and genuinely loves it, that it's a good home for it because he's such a champion for stand-up comedians. I also do a radio show for them, so I'm kind of in the family. But yeah, it's a wild process. I've had 3-hour specials come out in the last 5 years. Which is a lot of content.
Yeah.
And I truly am getting to the place where I'm like, I don't know what else to talk about. I don't know what's funny anymore. I don't know what's interesting. So it requires you after every special comes out to dig really deep and be like, what is there in life? I'm a storyteller, so I talk a lot about my family. I talk about my wife. I talk about my childhood. I'm not as much observational. I'm not as much like, do you ever notice when?
Not a Jerry.
Yeah. Because people who do that do it really well. So I'm just kind of always digging into life. Like, where am I at in life now? I don't have the theme yet. So I'm writing my new hour because my new tour will start in April and I'm doing like club dates until then.
I feel like the theme.
You're giving
Yeah, give
pitching?
me
Are you
the
pitching? She's
pitching.
gonna pitch
Actually,
you.
I have an idea because I had a great idea the other day. I'm gonna actually gift this to you, and you probably don't want it.
What if my whole
this happen to
what
you
if my
all?
whole
I was
special
gonna
is
say,
this?
This would be so weird. Okay.
She'd be like, I found myself in a room of
I'll give
3
you a special
bimbos.
thing.
Okay, no, I felt
can't believe
like
you're doing this right now.
I'm just saying. We'll give you something.
Okay.
I don't even need
Honestly,
a credit.
I'll take it. At this
all
point
right.
in my
We all-
life,
this
I will take it.
You're like, what?
This year so far is giving major the link doesn't work energy.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Is that the idea?
That's it.
Okay.
I think it's a pass.
It would be hard to write a whole hour about that, but it
sure,
is something to think
But also,
about.
what I love about Fortune's comedy is it's never down in the dumps. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is skew positive.
It does. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
feels really down in the dumps.
I would.
Yeah.
What I would do is take this observation and find
Like
the
look on
positive
the
in
bright
it.
side.
Okay.
Yeah,
I love
like
that.
all of California's on fire.
Yeah, it would be like
But
this
like
link is
nobody has a better handbag than you now.
right.
No.
Wait, what?
She means because all the people's bags got burned in the fires.
Yeah, so when you go to dinner, like
The designer
that
bags.
totally went
That's
over my
dark.
head.
That's
I was
because
like,
she's not a
that's
comedian.
why I'm not a comedian. Okay,
Okay.
I have questions for you.
I'm glad you guys.
No,
It's
terrible.
right.
We
I need
She
you
has
to
a lot of strengths. It's not this.
This is not it.
Okay.
Your social media is filled with a lot of celebrity cameos.
Mm-hmm.
Who is your favorite friend that is also famous to really hang out with that's not like fake just for social media?
Someone who is an actual friend who I spend quality time with is Natalie Maines from The Chicks.
I'm
Are they
not ready to make nice.
Aren't they amazing? Their
Yeah.
band is so good.
So good.
It's
Iconic.
truly like top 3 of our time.
I mean,
our time.
they're incredible. And I've been a fan of their band since I was in high school. And she and I became friends 8 years ago, maybe, through a thing for Comedy Central. It was a show. I think it only went one season, but you would tell a story as a stand-up and then incorporate it into a song. And you as the comedian would sing this song
Oh
with
my God.
a live band.
Sounds great.
And it was a popular show around LA for a long time. But when they filmed it for Comedy Central, they could actually get some of these singers to sing with the comedian. And this was when the Chicks had not toured in years. That I wasn't sure they would ever tour again, but I loved them so much that I would always be like, when are you guys? I would always tweet to them, please come back. When are you going on tour again?
Oh my gosh.
And the director of the show is like, I know Natalie, and I'll ask, like, why not? And she said yes.
Holy
and I
shit.
can't. And knowing her now, I can't believe she said yes.
It was
Really?
meant to be.
Because she does not like. She doesn't do a lot of stuff outside of them touring and writing an album.
Yeah.
And like social causes and things like that.
Well, that's actually insane because we have our own festival coming out in September, Lady World Festival.
Okay.
And when we were
Sounds
talking
so
about
gay. I love
musicians,
it.
when we were talking about
There's some
musicians,
undertones.
I turned to my husband who's in the music business and I was like, you know who we should get? It honestly, they're not doing that much right now. They might want to. I said,
The Dixie Chicks?
the
Shut
Dixie
your
Chicks.
mouth.
And he looked
Kelsey.
at me and he goes,
We can't afford
Kelty.
them.
With what money?
He goes,
They would require
a lot of money.
lot
He goes,
money.
Yeah.
you not only one of the most expensive acts on the planet.
Yeah.
Secondly, they do not do anything that they don't want to do.
And, and that is so true.
he's like maybe the
God,
hardest
what a-
booking of your life. You'd have a better
what a
chance
life.
getting Beyonce.
Yeah.
We'll
than
do
us.
anything. Like what a
Because
what
they
a-
don't have to.
Yeah.
But they've just come off 2 major tours. They did start touring again and went on these huge tours again. And so I've gotten to know Emily and Marty in the band as well. And I got to sing with them on stage. Yeah.
at a show.
At a show.
songs?
Hello,
Cowboy
Goodbye
Take Me.
Earl.
Oh,
The best song ever. So that was the song I sang with Natalie 8 years ago. Wow. And so
that's
we
such
were
a full circle moment.
it was really cool. We were hanging out with her because we just go to like have dinner and she invites us over to like do puzzles. It's very
Cute.
chill, like chill hanging. When they were on tour, she had a couple days off, and she goes, "You guys want to meet us in Duluth, Minnesota?" And we're like, "Okay." And so we just spent like 4 days in Duluth in an
it a beautiful
Airbnb
place?
atop a Red Lobster.
yes.
Hell
Honestly, I would enjoy that.
It was
Yeah.
so fun. And we went to all their beautiful beaches and just hung out. And we were like, Jax, my wife was like, you and Fortune should just sing Goodbye Earl again. And I'm like, what? And Natalie goes, okay. And I go, for real? And she goes, yeah, like, maybe, what about in Nashville? It's their very last show of the tour.
No big deal.
In
just
No big deal.
Nashville.
16,000 people in arena. And I went on stage and
Marianne
sang.
and Wanda were the best of friends all through their high school days.
Wow, guys.
Come on.
Do you know this song?
No.
Oh my god.
Wait, so I was assuming it was like a big sing along. It was just you.
Well, I sang, Natalie and I sang back and forth the whole song.
Yeah.
But the
the
crowd
entire
probably
the entire
screams.
arena
Well, yeah.
screams, sings this
Wow.
song.
I just didn't know if it was like when Zach Bryan brings like 50 people on stage.
Yeah,
It was just
no, it
you
was
and
me
her.
and her.
That's crazy.
I do a verse, she does a verse, I do a verse, she does a verse. We both do the chorus. Wow. It
Okay.
was pretty
That's
pretty
epic.
cool.
Since you've had this crazy rise to success, now everyone wants you at their party. You know, like it's like
Maybe. I don't know.
what
I
is
saw
the
you at a party,
place-
so
We did meet at a
yeah,
party.
You
it's
don't
a party.
have to tell us who, but what is the most obnoxious, craziest, Hollywoodest thing you've seen at a Hollywood party where you were like, I don't
Diddy.
belong? I mean, other than Diddy.
I've never been to one of those. Honestly, I've only just kind of started getting invited to the more like exclusive parties. As far as like, there's just a lot of famous people there. There's nothing like, but honestly, I haven't been to those parties where like people are like doing coke in the bathroom.
Nefarious.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't, or they are and I don't know about it. I don't even know where the photo booth is at parties. I just know where the snacks are.
Yeah.
So probably things are happening and
Yeah.
I just don't know about it.
Yeah.
How crazy is that party that we actually met at this December?
That was wild.
So there's this producer in LA. She's had these parties for years and years and years and years. It's like a famous party. The Day of Indulgence she does after around the Oscars, where you come in, there's like thousands of dollars of things you just walk out with. She does it for Christmas. So we were there
Yeah.
and there's all the snacks and the drinks, whatever. But then the bedrooms all have brands.
gifting suite.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh.
candles, underwear. It was just a weird choice. Underwear, candles,
and then lots of food.
so much food, like items, snacks.
But, like, food to
Yeah,
take
like
with you.
Oh,
pretzel
yes.
crisps.
That's the best kind of
But it was
gift.
such an interesting.
It was like a CVS.
It was. My friends were like throwing like eye drops in their bags. I
Really?
was like, you guys, we can relax.
Well, I
This is-
didn't know what the party was. I've just kind of, like I said, kind of just now getting invited to some of these new parties, and I happen to have another Christmas party 5 minutes away, and I was like, well, let's
Why
just
not?
stop and see.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And where they're like handing us a bag to like go get a candle. I'm like, what is this party? And do you want underwear? I'm like, this like lacy panties? No.
They were like the fancy kind, Casabella or
I know-
whatever.
I mean, you could tell that like they didn't want to give me fancy panties, and I'm like, I'm not asking for them. I've just been sent in here. And they're
Like,
kinda
neither of us want this right
Yeah,
now.
they're
It's
kinda
fine.
No one
here-
wants this
here you go.
transaction right now.
Well, they're so awkward because I feel like any kind of gifting it can get so awkward because
Yeah.
like, especially for you, like you have Netflix specials. Like you don't need a free panty. You're
No,
good.
Right.
You know
I
what I
can't
mean?
buy my,
you
my
can
own
or a
Ponties.
candle.
You can wear your own
Ponties.
Ponties. But like it's fun to get free stuff.
Yeah.
And like no one's above the like Christmas morning of it all of just
Yeah.
being like
Yeah.
a candle. What do you need
They
in
did
your
have
life?
like joints being rolled in the front yard and
Yeah.
then Shake Shack burgers right next
Oh,
door.
hell
That
yes.
was valuable. for
I
me.
tell you, I was more pumped about the nothing but cakes.
Oh, yeah. Those are
than I
great.
was.
Those
Bottom
are
panties.
Those are
Bomb.
insane.
Those are bomb.
So good.
I didn't see that room. I might not have been at the,
It was
the
in the
level.
It was in the
I'm
kitchen.
I think you have to qualify.
no, you probably went to the good part.
No, they were
I
probably
went-
like, here's the
I went
pretzels.
straight to the kitchen. I was like, what's in here? And it was just stacks of little mini bundt cakes.
How did I
And
fucking
I
miss that?
regretted
Fuck.
not grabbing like 4 of those.
Those are wonderful
They were
chain
really
that our nation
tasty.
has.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want these expensive ponies. Give me a bundt cake.
For your specials, do you go seeking crazy things? Like the fact that you went on a honeymoon in a place where it is gay, it is illegal to be gay.
Yeah.
And you went on your honeymoon and you somehow everyone in your world, including your wife,
Yeah.
allowed this to happen. And then do you get on the plane and you start to realize, is part of you like, oh my God, I'm so scared, but also part of you being like, this is my special.
Wait, where'd
No,
you go?
We went to the Maldives and
Okay.
it was a new resort out there and it
called Straits.
That's right. It's called
Straits only.
Resort. So the reason why we didn't discuss it with people is because it was in the thick of the pandemic.
Oh, it was a hush-hush
November
vacay.
2020.
Oh, wow.
And you were allowed to fly. You were allowed to go places,
Yeah.
but it was scary because,
Yeah.
you know, you just were like, oh God, what's going to happen? So we weren't even thinking to look that up. And it was an opportunity where we were able to go to this resort for a very discounted rate. It was like one of those things,
Yeah.
you know, and it's gorgeous there. So we were like, absolutely, let's do this. And we had just gotten married. It wasn't like an official honeymoon per se. It just, we happened to get married like 2 weeks before. So I'm like, well, this is pretty
Yeah.
much our honeymoon, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and yeah, it was on this long ass flight that I start looking into it, and I'm like, wait, what? It is illegal to be gay here. And I think if we had been on the main island, I would have been a lot more nervous.
Yeah. But were you,
Once you go to the resorts, you're pretty good.
thinking the entire time, like, I may be risking my life, but this is going to make for a great special?
I did not think that in the moment.
Were you like, let's not hold hands though? Best friend?
For sure. Because we had a layover in
my
Qatar, which is
Oh yeah.
5 times scarier. And something I didn't put in the story because it just makes it convoluted. We also went to Dubai. So
They love the gays in Dubai.
they don't.
No.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure it's illegal
Kelty,
there
anywhere?
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you thinking?
Yeah.
Because the Beyonce show?
I got pulled in the line to come home, and they wouldn't let me through for like 15 minutes. My heart was racing. I still don't
I'm
know
so sorry.
why. But they broke my Apple Watch. The guy.
Oh my God.
It was, and it was somewhere like I was like, I'm glad we saw it because it's an interesting part of the world, but I don't think I need to go back.
Yeah. No, you're good.
So I'm good. But because I did it and we're fine, I can talk about it on stand up.
Yeah.
Because, the point of the story is more of just like making fun of myself of like, oh, how dumb to not like really look into this. But also to kind of, and a lot of my stories have an underlying thing.
Yeah, of like what the f- is wrong with Earth?
Yeah, it's
like it's not something you should be having to Google.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
where
kind
can
of
I not
pointing
go?
out like, hey, we're fine and this is fun and silly, but the reality is this is illegal and it's illegal in a number of places.
Yeah.
And even though we were fine and they're, a very tourist friendly place, the point is at any second, if
just
one person
Yeah.
decides this is bad,
Right.
you're in deep doo-doo.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of, I like to tell fun, positive, silly stories, but also have a little bit of a message there as well without beating it over the head.
Yeah.
Well, I think you'll have an easy time finding the link's not working, the hidden message there. And if you need any help, she's here.
It's not working.
I love how she like gave you that with nothing else. No context.
I would spin that into the link's not working, but at least we have a computer.
Wow, guys.
See?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
This is not
I
a
wanna
question.
talk about
But at least I have the best handbag on the block.
Fortune. What you don't know is that I am the biggest Drag Race fan of all time.
I did not know that.
I have
She
the
is.
app.
Yeah.
I watched
I didn't know
World
there
of
was an
Wonder app. You can watch all the
the
seasons from
okay.
all around the world. So I
Wow.
watch like Australia, Spain. Like I watch the ones that are. I watch Drag Race probably every day of my life.
Yeah.
And I know you got to judge it.
I've been a judge. I was a
Like
judge
7 times.
twice, and then I did like a bit for them.
Yeah.
I haven't done it in a while.
No, they need to call you.
Hey, what's up?
But my
Hey.
question
Drag
is
Race?
this. Okay. My question
It
is
is
this.
so fun.
You go on Drag Race.
Yeah.
How many times does the drag queen walk down for the like thing? Because it shows on the show, it shows just one, and
Yeah.
you do your bit, you say your joke about them, and
Yeah.
then they're gone. But I'm assuming they do it a bunch.
I'm trying to remember because it has been a couple of years now, actually.
Okay, don't worry about that. My next
Okay.
question is, do you have
don't
your
think-
bit? Do they feed you the bit jokes that you do?
No, you come up with those on your own. So all the panel, you just kind of say free flowing what comes to your mind. I think they maybe walk a couple times because everyone somehow there's no like you go then you go then you go.
It's just you
But
say.
somehow it kind of works where
Yeah.
people kind of have their moment. Obviously, trying not to step on Rue's lines and stuff.
And not Michelle Visage. She'll kill you.
For sure. And there are, it's funny because once you've seen the look and you kind of say what comes to mind, later I would be like, oh, I had the best.
I know.
joke
That's
for
why I was
that.
wondering if they gave you
They
like
don't
a
give you,
teaser
like, a
so you could be
teaser.
ready.
I don't know what
Oh,
I
damn.
don't know what the outfit's gonna be. Anything. Yeah.
Did you feel a lot of pressure because that fan base is nutso bananas?
That fan base is wild, and I feel like when I did it was the real. I mean, it's still wild and very popular, but it was like the heyday of that show, and I couldn't believe everywhere in the world I've gone, people are like Drag Race, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh wow,
I know, it's
holy
wild.
cow,
Yeah.
and they're very fanatical about it. So yeah, you just try not to look stupid.
Okay, and then my last thing about not to make this all about Drag Race, but
Please.
I noticed in the last special you have the pink suit,
Yes.
right? Which is very beautiful. And now
Thank you.
sitting here in front of you, I can see that you have the most beautiful skin of all time.
Oh, thanks to
yeah.
my big zit right now.
No,
no.
you're so gorgeous.
Thank
Have
you.
you ever done like full drag? Like not
Like as a lady,
well, like have
you ever dressed like a lady?
No.
Have you ever dressed like
But
your
I
gender?
mean, like, Have you ever wanted to,
Like the
or
way
would-
that they dressed you up when they put you in drag?
No. That was real. Like, I'm saying, like, has there ever been a part of you that wants to do like lashes,
Like go on a
and-
carpet,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
full-
and go full,
Glam.
like full Michelle Visage?
I don't want to do it in real life because that's a lot of.
It's not for you.
Like I don't know how I'll do the heels and the other
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
But if you
Desperation.
told me it's for a character, I'm being filmed. It's for a movie, a TV show. I want to be in that outfit.
Yes.
Wait, that's such a
the like
great-
more feminine, the better. So in my Chelsea Lately days, she treated me like a giant baby doll and would dress me. I have so many pictures of me in giant lashes, full makeup, wigs, dresses. She got such a kick out of making me.
I don't remember this at
Yeah,
all.
it was
Like early
because there's not many clips online
there's not.
of that show.
No, because it was before the internet.
Yeah, they just once the show was done, they're
Bye.
like, get it all.
Don't we know
out.
it? LadyGang TV, not never to be seen
Yeah.
again.
So I'll show you pictures. I'm very dolled up.
Oh my God.
And I transform into a different person.
Right.
No, I know. I think
and
it's
I
so
kind
fun.
of love it. But the irony is that I don't want to do that in real life. I like being like in jeans and I like being in comfortable shoes.
Yeah.
But I have a very dainty inside.
Yeah.
And so I feel fine in those outfits.
Yeah.
I could like
And I
Bridgerton
kinda,
you.
like,
you
go
know?
into this.
There's like a party.
My,
maybe
my
we
wrists start
manifest
doing this.
your next
Yeah.
movie. You
Yeah.
actually have to play that role.
I would
some
do
sort
it.
of role.
I would do it in a heartbeat.
That's maybe
Yeah.
you should be in White Lotus, like as
That'd be
us-
so
the
good.
next
Sign
season.
me up. Yeah.
Like, wouldn't that be great?
So good.
I don't think anyone's turning down White Lotus.
No.
Well, everyone, Fortune, we're so excited you're here. Thank you for coming. You guys can check out her brand new Netflix special, Crushing It, while she prepares her next one. And if you want to go see her on tour,
Yeah.
fortunefeimster.com.
Yep.
All the tarot
I'm coming
dates.
to a bunch of cities, and a lot of people are like, "Why aren't you coming to this place and this place?"
Because I hate it.
I tour for a year and a half, so there will be. I every tour is like 100 cities and 150 shows.
Oh my God.
And so during the tour, you're essentially like start trying out all the new material for the next special.
Yeah,
So the people at the beginning of the tour could essentially like come to you later into the tour in another city and get a whole new
experience.
improved show.
Yeah.
That's
Which
so
is
cool.
cool.
fun.
The cool part of the process.
Yeah, very cool. I
love
it.
When are you
And-
going to do a docuseries of you on tour doing your material?
I don't know. I guess if anyone ever cared enough about it,
Netflix needs to do
No,
that.
it's
I
coming.
would do
Package
that.
it like
it would be
that.
fun to. We've talked about doing something like that with my podcast, Handsome. I think it would be maybe more interesting with 3 comics than just me.
Yeah.
I'm a little boring on tour.
Are you?
It's
Well,
like at Chili's.
the
eating a
Smartless
triple
guys were
dipper.
pretty
Yes.
boring, but I watched every second
They
of
are,
it.
but they're so funny.
So funny.
Yeah.
Right,
Let's
guys.
get a lady gang.
Oh God.
Oh, y'all gotta document this lady
World. We
world.
will. Oh, we will.
We are having stand-ups, but you're out of our budget.
Yeah, we couldn't afford it.
Well, will there be a lesbian aspect to this lady world?
Definitely.
We can make one.
Well, can you guys promise to be lesbians for like 30 minutes
Sure.
as part of the
Are we
panel?
allowed to?
All right.
Only if you like deem us like eligible to do that, so we don't get canceled.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, it's fluid with ladies. I don't
That's
think
true.
I don't think it's
Kelsey has her on her bucket list that she wants to have an experience with a lady this
Okay.
year.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Lady world, here we
We'll
come.
see you next Tuesday. Bye.